welcome back to Life Millway. So, Hannah and I decided that she would tell us about her Ireland mission trip while we're driving in the car. So, Hannah.
Okay, so first thing, I want to say thank you to everyone who donated, because it was a huge help, and it got me to my mission trip. So I flew into Dublin, and then 2 members from the team came to Dublin to pick me up, and then we had to drive 3 hours to Ballina, which was a little county that we stayed in. So, on the way, we saw this like really old building, and so we pulled over to look at it, and it was a very old cemetery building. And so we stopped there for a little bit. It was super old, super cool. A lot of old buildings in Ireland. Then when we got to Ballina, it was on a Sunday, so we went to church, and this was the little church. The church was about the size of a little house. It was very small. You walked in and I literally thought that I was in a little house. It was super small, so it was cool. And then on that Sunday, it was also Cultural Day, so we took one day for a Cultural Day. 400 meters, turn left, and we went to the museum. This is the museum. And then behind that building, so that's an old house actually that this family had. It was huge, and then behind it was the actual museum. So the house was a museum as well, but the actual Heritage Museum part of it was behind it. And then these were just a couple of things in the museum. There's a chair made out of hay, and
I'm going to put all these pictures at the end of the video.
Yeah. And then, so during our trip, we went to a place called Castlebar for dinner at one of the friends' houses of one of the people on the team. They have a huge house. It's actually almost a bed and breakfast, but kind of like not as like open. So on the way, this is just a funny photo that we took. Me and the kids, 2 of the kids that were there. This was a very old castle on the way, very old. That was basically the fun of that. So in the actual little town of Ballina, where we were doing our evangelism, there was this horse, and you can see here, we used to go and feed it every day because the owner like kind of abandoned it. Like he kind of fed it every once in a while, but like a lot of the townspeople would feed it all the time, so we went and fed it every single day for that. During our walk on the evangelism, we saw a couple houses like this, so super cool. It has like all up the house. This right here, this building, very small, old looking, that's their hospital.
Oh wow.
So their hospital is very small, and I was talking to some of the locals, and it's $50 per visit when you go to the hospital, and if you have to get blood work, that's more money on top of that. And every time they go to the doctor, they also have to pay like $50 for a doctor's visit.
Wow.
So just imagine some of you like that have health issues that have to go to the doctors, I don't know, maybe twice a month, 3 times a month. That's $100 to $150 a month just for the doctor. And then on the Saturday before we left, we went to another little county, I forget what it was called, to watch a soccer game, what they call football. And on the way, there was this super cool castle, super pretty, but it was a hotel. They made it into a hotel, so it was super pretty, super cool to see. And then on the way to the airport, I thought it was cool to take this picture because this is their airport. It's super like high-tech looking on the outside, super cool. And then this is just a picture over St. John's, coming into St. John's. I thought that was cool because it was just like a little mountain looking
Now,
thing.
where's St. John's?
So, Newfoundland.
Okay.
St. John's, Newfoundland. Yeah. So.
Okay. And have you got some stories to talk about that you've shared the gospel?
There's one. Well, there's more, but one that I tell. So on the way to Castlebar, where I showed you guys that castle, there was this farmer walking down the street, and I was like, hey, we should stop and pray for them. So we pulled over, and I wasn't on the side that he was on, so little Declan, he's 4 years old, he was on that side, and his mom says, hey Declan, do you think you could ask him if we could pray for something? So of course little Declan was like, yeah, I can. So we asked him, and the guy said, well, just pray for good weather and like all my animals at my farm. And so Declan prayed, and then we all kind of like looked at him after the prayer, and he was like almost in tears, and he's like, wow, like that was really meaningful, like that touched me, like I really felt that the spirit coming out in this little 4-year-old. So then he's like, can I get you to pray for something else? And then Declan was like, yeah, sure. So then he was like, well, my son has a brain tumor and like he's gonna die soon. So then Declan prayed for him, and we all looked at him after, and he had like almost a tear rolling down his eye. So that was a really cool situation to see God working, and cool that I just kind of was like, we need to pray for this guy. I had no idea. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what was the group called again that you went with?
E3 Missions.
Okay. And there was people from where that went?
Everywhere.
Like the group is from all different countries?
Yeah. States, Ireland, Canada.
Okay. And all the people that you were able to share the gospel with, how are they going to continue to know, like, to hear the gospel?
So we, part of the team, there was 2 people that led the team while we were there, and they actually live in Ballina. And so every person we talked to, we were like, well, these people go to this church, or there's this, it's called the Blue Bus, I think it was called, or maybe something else, I don't remember. And it was like 2 times a week, it would go behind the church, and it was basically like you go there and you have tea or coffee and you talk to people and stuff. So we just gave them those options, and then, yeah.
So there's people to follow up with them.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So is that the gist of your trip? Yeah. All right. So we want to thank everybody for helping again. Did something just hit the windshield?
Mm-hmm.
We want to thank everybody again for all the donations, and yeah, we'll let you know if Hannah gets to go on another mission trip. Great. All right. Bye for now.